for most folks, even so, whether they're going after and paying too much attention to money, or right? I always say it's a garden of life.
Yeah.
And we need to give it attention and love and nurturing, and we need to water it, but we can't overwater it, but we can't underwater it. So what's the right relationship here? Right. And why is it that for most of us, it's still one of the last frontiers? A few things. One. Again, I'm going to go back to, we were not given a financial education from grade school and up in small increments.
Yeah.
On a practical, emotional, psychological, spiritual level. I say that over and over and over and over, because so many of us walk around thinking we're stupid about money, something's the matter with us, everyone else learned this, we don't know how to do this, we walk around with some level of money shame. I have an entire chapter in the book about money shame. We usually begin there. Money shame could be, I make a lot of money, and I do that well. I know how to bring in income. I know how to bring in the flow this way, but I have no idea how to direct it or save it or contain it or shape it.
Yeah.
Or I have folks that are under earners that haven't really worked on their internal value and external value and learned how to break through money ceilings so that they can meet their basic needs or even comfortable lifestyle needs. I can, tell thousands and thousands of stories. Right. But I do want people to know that this is something that, for the most part, in Western culture, we were not given this kind of education. Some of us got it a little bit in high school, in accounting class, or from our families, or pieces. Most of us are missing ingredients, though, right? Even my financial folks. So one of my favorite stories is of a couple. He was a traditional financial guy. I don't know if he was a financial planner or an accountant. And there was his wife, and he was so resistant to doing my Earn a Money course. He thought he could teach her everything. He comes from a traditional financial management background. Why does she need to go over here and do this thing and learn with me? He thought my program was maybe a little too emotional or a little too feminine, right? Well, and he just thought he could teach her everything. He knows all of this already. They got in, and he says that I was able to bring him to the other side, and which I love, and give them some tools and practices that were just simply missing from his training as well. Right. Number one, it is very emotional for his wife, right? Money is very emotional for many people, not just women. So what are all the set of emotions do we project onto money, right? Yeah. So she needed some tools to understand her emotions, which I have a lot of tools, somatic tools that I bring in, the body check-in, right? And then they also needed to learn how to do money dates. So a lot of times couples go to talk about money when one's in the shower and the other one goes to check the credit card statement and then comes running in going, honey,
guilty.
Right? Honey, you spent money where? Or we're about to go to bed.
Right.
We're about to sleep, and someone starts bringing up whatever, how much debt they have and how it's bothering them, or right before bed. Now, it would just be a lot better if we can sit down with someone and say, hey, honey, is this a good time to talk about money, or to actually schedule some money dates? And I make them really playful and loving, and they're not at first. Most couples fight a lot at the beginning, and they have to learn and have to practice how to have a more loving, compassionate, not blaming, not shaming money date. And I take, usually I want people to tell stories first before they get to the numbers, and on and on. So he eventually thanked me and said, I could not teach her everything, or you gave us so many tools and practices that not only my wife needed, so that she could, she can learn, because she can become financially literate, right, in her own way, in her own timing, in a more creative way, more intuitive way. But it also really helped their marriage as well, and I gave him tools and practices that he didn't have. That's just completely left out.